Good afternoon. It is August 11th, 2023, and today we just had a range day. A lot of really good entries in this range, this short term range. Um, so let's take a look. I mean, the daily chart, still a doji. We got 30 minutes till market close, but it's looking like a doji. So a couple good trades before the market opened, too. We got this second entry, 548. So I think 5:30 we had a news item. Yeah, 5:30 we had a news item. I don't think there's really there's not a lot of evidence saying that this is a failure at this point. You know, you wouldn't have this trend line. I don't think, because you'd probably just be playing like the range. But if you feel confident, it's a second entry and like a lower high off the second entry, and it's a failed second entry long. So maybe you consider that. But right at 548, you get a second entry off that trend line. That's a good entry. If you don't like that one, you get a second entry, lower high right here. And now it looks like we have a break. You know, this, I wasn't really looking at this as the convincing break, but it's definitely a break. And so we get a new low, and then we start to reverse. You get this really strong leg up, and you get this double top, but I don't think you can go short, unfortunately, because you just made a new high. But it's tempting. And so we get a leg down, probably a break. Move to a new low, a couple legs to a new low. So maybe you take this failure, but you know, it's risky because we already have a break and new low in place. And it ends up reversing, and you get a first entry, failed second entry, short, reversal. And I mean, this looks pretty damn good. But the problem is, for people like me who have less than 5 years of experience, less than 10 years even, this kind of, you could say this is maybe perhaps congestion. But I think this looks pretty good, and I think it was pretty low risk. 6 ticks, that's pretty good. And you can see it reverses big time. A lot of shorts trapped right there. And I think what it is, I was guessing, is people coming in where I marked this trade. A lot of people entering there, and then a lot of people entering below this stuff, and then you get the failure and they have to exit. That's what I think caused this big bullish bar of 26 ticks. Oh, you know what? That's also a news item. Yep. Okay, so that's why. So this is aggressive for that reason too. Right before a news item. We get that leg up though, we get a break. And then you get a couple legs up to a new high. Unfortunately, no way to get in on this. And then we form this level of congestion. It breaks out to the high side, forms this level of resistance, comes down, hits the measured move to the low side, comes back to that measured move. I don't think you can go short here. The bias, I would say, is up. So, that's just a double top. All right, I think I just finished talking about this congestion. This is a failure right here, but with all those outside bars, you got uh, 2 outside bars in a row. I'd just be too concerned with traps. It's right at that midline. I think you're risking it there. So we break out, and all right, so we break out to the low side, test it once, twice, a third time, but this is an inside bar. And then we come back, and this is a second entry, so it fails. So I marked this green. I got to mark this red though. I didn't see all that in real time. So this is like a triple test, and it confirms our trend line, and this reversal is failing. So I think this is a good entry. You can see a lot of people like that. And then we come down and you get a second entry. 4 ticks. This is on the engulfing bar. It does not stop you out. At least I don't think so. I waited. All I know is I waited, and this ticked higher, and then I dropped the order in. So I don't think people got stopped out because I think this broke higher first. But yeah, I like this one. Only problem with the engulfing bar is that you would have to put your stop way up here. 75. So you're risking 7 points with that, which, I mean, it's not going to go 7 points in one bar, but yeah, so I like that entry. Then you get another second entry that's also a failed second entry long, but we got a break, so not the best. Then you get a double test right here, and I like this one because it kind of looked like a second entry short to me. And then we come back here, and then you get a bullish or bearish bar off the resistance, but at that point you're going into this midline, and we come down here and we bounce. You get this leg up, and then you get this flatter channel, and they just trap a bunch of longs right there. All the longs have to exit. Come down here, you get this second entry off the midline with a lot of room back to the EMA. Maybe you consider that. Not a high probability setup, so I'll delete that, but it's something you might consider. And then you get a first entry, second entry short. I think you have to take this one. Come down, back into the range, test the lows a couple times. You get this double test, bullish bar, something worth considering. And you can go back up to the measured move if you want to hold that. Then you get this lower high. I think it's just unclear what's happening right now, in my opinion. But then again, we've turned down so many times here. Maybe you consider that. And we come down and we test this level again. And here's why Mac usually says to tells us to wait on a lower high. Because you could have gotten trapped here a couple times. But also, this is why you need to draw your trend lines. Look, I mean, people who went long here thinking we're bouncing off this price level. Well, we're inside this channel. It is a second entry long, but we're inside this channel. Then you come down here. People got trapped going long there. Still inside the channel. And then we get a close outside, move to a new low, and it's off that price level. So maybe you consider that one. You can see a lot of people liked it. And then we get a second entry short off the measured move. So, that's worth considering. Riding back to the EMA, that's exactly where it bounces. And then we're going higher. And we really just go sideways. I don't like any of this. Then we drop down. And higher low. Failed second entry short. I think this is worth considering. Nice bullish bar right after that bearish bar and matching lows. I think that's worth taking for a scalp. So that's how I saw it. I hope everyone had a great week, and I'll be back on Monday.